Welcome to InCabin from the creators of AutoSens. InCabin connects the global community of automotive interior specialists working on in-cabin safety, comfort, and productivity solutions through industry-leading events and knowledge sharing. Today, we're speaking with Agnes Jernström, software engineer with a Master's of Science in Industrial Engineering. Agnes has been putting this expertise to work for the past 6 years, specializing in automotive applications at Neonode. Agnes, welcome to InCabin. Good to see you, friend.
Thank you. Hi.
You are in good company here at InCabin, being a software engineer. So let's start. Give us an overview of Neonode and tell us about your automotive offerings.
So Neonode is a Swedish-American company. We are founded and headquartered in Stockholm, Sweden, where I work, but we're also listed on the Nasdaq exchange. And we've been around as a company for over 20 years now. Of those 20 years, we've spent more than 10 years working towards the automotive industry. So we have a long automotive history as well. And we have two main technology platforms. So the oldest one is called Z-Force, which is optical touch technology. And basically, it is sensor technology that allows you to create a touch surface on virtually anything. So if you have, for example, a wooden dashboard in your car, you can turn that into touch surface. You can have buttons that are just painted on and so forth. Our latest technology platform is called multi-sensing, and that's what I work with. It's our software for machine perception, and we use that for driver and in-cabin monitoring.
Agnes, when it comes to your products and your solutions, what differentiates them from the competition?
When it comes to multi-sensing, I would say the main difference is that it's more than just the basic eye tracking software. So we do all of the base data necessary to provide driver monitoring, but we also do the high-end driver monitoring applications themselves. So everything that actually causes a warning to chime. And we provide not only that, but also the tools necessary for testing, validating, evaluating how the software works, both on desktop, lab environment, and in the field.
Neonode was recently selected by a global OEM for commercial vehicles. Agnes, can you provide some insight? Well, first, congratulations. And then second to that, can you provide some insight onto why this OEM selected Neonode and what they appreciate most about working with you?
I believe that it is this holistic approach to the driver monitoring problem. That's a big reason for why we were selected. We have, as a company, gone beyond just the basics of fulfilling regulations and looked, okay, we have this camera inside the vehicle. How can we get the most value out of that hardware? And one such feature that we have that we are quite unique with is hands-on wheel detection technology. So using just the drive monitoring OMS camera, looking at whether or not the driver is holding the steering wheel or not, we can provide technology which makes basically these kind of torque-based technologies that we have act as if they were capacitive. So you just have to touch the steering wheel and we know that you're holding it, usable, for example, for lane keep assistance. So that's one such unique feature that I know our customer appreciates.
As you're talking about this, Agnes, it seems like Neonode is really trying to create that user-centric system, that user-centric experience. Can you give us a few other examples of how you're achieving this?
I would say when we started with this journey of developing the driver monitoring system, one of the first things that we thought about was, okay, how do we test this? Because it's not enough that the system works in theory. It has to work in practice. It has to work in an actual vehicle. And we want to create a system that if it's in my car in the future, I don't want to turn it off, all right? So one of the first things we did was to make sure that the entire software stack is possible to test in a portable device inside your vehicle. So we have devices which replicate all of the sensor information that would come from the car and have a system that behaves just as it would in real life. So in that way, we've been doing kind of user experience and user acceptability studies from day one.
We're speaking with Agnes Jernström, software engineer at Neonode. Agnes and her Neonode team will be part of our InCabin Europe 2024 event in Barcelona, scheduled October 8th through the 10th. Agnes, what will you be showcasing at InCabin? What can we look forward to seeing from Neonode?
So at the event this time, we'll bring our full bucked car. We will be showcasing the hands-on wheel technology that I mentioned, but also other unique features such as 3D depth estimation using just one 2D camera, and also a few new cool features as well. So make sure to stop by if you're there. It's going to be great.
Indeed, indeed. And as we're at the event and we're visiting with you, what do you have planned for the future, say after InCabin Europe 2024? So what does the future roadmap look like for Neonode?
Our focus right now is mostly on the in-cabin features. So looking beyond the driver to also include the passengers as well. One such thing that we're investigating is systems for helping the passive safety of the vehicles. So all the data you need to have better airbag deployment and so forth. But beyond that, we're also looking at, again, the user experience. So how can we, through the technology, make the car a nicer space to be in, both for me who drives the car, but also to my friends sitting beside me.
With that Neonode future roadmap in mind, we've got that. What about just the industry as a whole? So, Agnes, for you and your Neonode team as leading engineers of DMS and OMS development, where do you see driver and in-cabin monitoring going in the future?
So me personally, I have a background working with autonomous vehicles. And in that field, it's very common to use sensor fusion. So we have the knowledge that, okay, each sensor, they have their pros, they have their cons, and they're suitable for different things. And I think the same approach will have to take a bigger place inside the in-cabin monitoring field as well. Because there's a lot of things you can do with just a camera. I know because I work with that, but we can only see what we can see. So if you combine the information you get from the DMS camera with, say, the internal radar systems, even with exterior systems such as knowing what weather it is it really sunny right now? Then maybe you will behave differently when you're driving than if it was cloudy. So taking in more sources of information and getting a more holistic view of what's going on in the cabin is something that I see, if you're not maybe in the next few years, but looking really forward.
Speaking with Agnes Jernström, software engineer at Neonode. Agnes, thank you for being with us, for sharing your expertise and your thought leadership. We are looking forward to seeing you and Neonode in Barcelona for InCabin Europe 2024, October 8th through the 10th. I hope we get a chance to do an interview like this again sometime in the near future. We can talk more about the Neonode roadmap at that time. But as far as today goes, Agnes, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Carl.
For more information on Neonode and to find out more about our upcoming events, see the links in the description. And for more in-depth interviews like this, subscribe to our YouTube channel and join the InCabin community on LinkedIn. In Detroit, on behalf of InCabin, I'm Carl Anthony.